This is the #1 survival knife in the whole world, according to Cody Lundin, the legend. And we recently saw this short.
The inexperienced person will take a specialized blade and think it bestows magical powers. And I got this thing to do this part, and I got this piece of blade to do this part, and that's nonsense. And that comes through a marketing, through ego, through ignorance, through inexperience, or all four.
Yeah, I have to be honest, I felt like the video was a little bit directed towards us and to all the knives that we test. But to be honest, he has a point, because knives, do they need all those shenanigans? Because if you're skilled with a knife, you don't need it to baton. You don't need it to be able to have a flat spot for fire steel scraping or batoning or whatever, yeah? So today, we're gonna make the knife work for us with the knife skills that we know. And you know what? We're gonna split this log with this knife.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This video is sponsored by Gentlebands. And you know what? What did all the warriors, Vikings, kings, and one of the most popular films of all time have in common? Rings! And we know that you don't want the smallest of rings, you want those serious big boy warrior rings. First up, the Huntsman, stylish with class. Made from antler and whiskey barrel. This is your ring no matter who you are. And you know what they say, gold is old and antler is better. And then our personal favorite, the Maestro. Made out of sick materials also found in knives. Tungsten and whiskey barrel again. Tungsten might be the hardest metal on earth. But to get them for the best deal, click the link in our description and get them for 25% off with the code DBK25, y'all. Well played, my man. But first we want to see how sharp this knife is, and we measure that with cutting this piece of wire and measuring how much grams it takes to cut that. The lower the better. I love it. Ooh. Yeah, it is not perfect, but I'm gonna give it like a 7, 7.5, because it cannot cut paper perfectly. So first what I want to do is I want to make a baton, yeah, with this knife, because that's the tool I need. I could actually use this as a baton. What am I gonna make a wedge from? From this.
Dit ding is wel helemaal gezaagd.
So now Martin is giving me shit that I cannot use this piece of wood, but I have to use everything from the forest.
Hoe does it carve, Mikkie?
I have to say, Mora is always pretty amazing with how slicey it is. But it is a small knife, so it doesn't have a lot of leverage. So a bigger puko would be better. For its size, I'm gonna give it like a 7.5. Okay. 7.5, 8 maybe.
It does look really slicey, oh my God.
But if you compare it to like a bigger sized puko, like a Jelly-O for instance, yeah?
Yeah.
That is like, oh my God, that's a big difference. Yeah,
yeah.
No, okay. I'm gonna give this a 7.
You still gotta make something to hit it with. Just gonna slam it in with a big stick.
Yeah, with over a different log or something. So this is a freshly cut tree.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be really gnarly to split open.
Compared to Mikkie, I mean Mikkie is a very tiny boy, but
you know what this reminds me of, Martin? A video of people cracking open a big Parmesan cheese. So let's try to get this big mother in and just see what this does. If I can get a small crack going already.
it's actually going in easier than I expected.
Oh my God, there's another log here. The fact that we can only use stuff from the forest, maybe that's a bit of a long shot.
Als dat smaller, dat werkt. Oh, dit werkt goed, gast.
Are you hearing that?
Ja.
Oh! Look!
Oh! She's going.
No.
I stay up all night. Self-aware on the dance floor.
I will call you Cody.
Little Cody was split in half by his daddy.
The only thing we used as a cheat was this baton that was pre-made.
Yeah.
And if you took enough time, which we don't have sadly, you can obviously make this with this knife because we make this stuff with knives.
Yeah. Now let's just show what Cody Lundin actually meant by doing that. The small knife can do everything.
I mean, look at this branch here. I actually learned this from Cody Lundin. It's push, bend, 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 bend. And then, here you have it. For if you're wondering, this is an invasive species, so we are trying to get rid of that in this forest. Now obviously, Cody Lundin is right and his knowledge about survival far exceeds ours, obviously. But I have to say that luxury is also something that has something going for it. Because why put in a lot of effort if the knife can work for you? And not only you putting in all the work, why not choose for a little luxury, just for a little bit of money, if you can? I mean, obviously, how expensive is it? Like $12? If you spend a little bit more, it's not necessary, I understand it. You get a high quality puka, which can do everything twice, maybe 3-4 times as fast and 5 times as easy. And I'll show you that with making a fire. And 3, 2, 1, start. Problem is, I cannot make the feather small enough. The spine of this knife cannot scrape a fire steel, so I have to use the blade. Oh, I hate this feeling that I have to use the blade. Okay, it's burning. Okay, so it's a rough fire. This will burn 3 minutes 22, which is pretty okay. But just one big problem. The edge of this knife is, it is completely ruined.
Can we see it? A lot of reflecting dull spots.
Yeah, so every reflective spot is a place which is completely dull. Then I have my Callum Wolverine, which I actually got gifted by a subscriber and I'm very happy with it. It's a little bit more expensive than the Mora #1. I'm just going to show you how much easier this can make a fire. Start. And I'm not going to over rush things. I want to do it right.
The feel that you have with a knife like this is so much better.
Yeah. Because it splits easier, I can split more in a short amount of time. Which you then again can use for my fire.
And you can just use more force on it because the construction is better.
Yeah. Okay, now hopefully this is gonna be enough to light my feather sticks. Yeah, I got my fire. Got my fire going on. Then, stop the time. And
that is like a minute faster, isn't it?
Yeah. This knife, it's not amazing or special. It just carves really nice. It does the feather sticking well.
And this is not even a survival knife that you would use to chop or whatever. You could use also use a real big survival knife for this.
I mean, you can go one step further. There are knives that can baton better, feather stick better, carve better, scrape a fire steel better. And obviously that is gonna do even better.
Yeah.
Better, better, better. You can get a whole collection of knives in our giveaway for only $10 a month. And it's this is what we're giving away.
We are giving away a Velknieven N05 thanks to DBK, a Velknieven 3G limited edition thanks to DBK, a Castron Woodsman thanks to Heine Haynes, 2 times the Spartan Blades Alalala thanks to Tools for Gents, an LT Wright Maverick Scout in A2 with Desert Ironwood thanks to Blade HQ, 2 times a Wobbly Angler thanks to Master Fiba, and 2 times a WeKnife Night Blade, our actual first folding knife design, Mikkie.
That's a
damn big giveaway. Mikkie, the Mora Classic, the #1, Cody Lundin's knife, the knife that hasn't changed for over 100 years.
I love it, and I find it way more beautiful than all the other Moras.
Yeah.
I really love this knife because also in the Dual Survival series,
Yeah.
I was always looking at all the complicated knives that Dave Canterbury had or Joe Tadai,
Yeah.
and I really did not like his knife. And Cody Lundin always, in my opinion, won with all the knife stuff by just his knowledge. But I know you don't need all the shenanigans on the knife.
Yeah.
But it is fun because everybody watching these videos, including us, are just a bunch of nerds.
Yeah, and
we
are
like luxury.
I mean, we like simple knives, so we really like these kinds of designs. Like the DBK knife is also very simple, but we do love like the luxury of a super steel. You got to work with the knife,
Yeah.
and not against it. Like.
Yeah, and I really liked to have a knife that works for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, not because it's necessary, just one reason only, because it's fun. And I think Cody Lundin would agree with that. That of course stuff is fun, but it is not necessary. The knife is not the tool that's gonna make you survive. It is you using the knife, obviously.
One question I hear a lot about this knife, and I mean, we did not really review this knife.
The Mora #1?
Yeah, the #1 is that handle dangerous? Did you feel anywhere in this video that the handle was dangerous?
No, because the way you would slip off a knife is if you would stab or stab.
Yeah.
But you never put pressure on a knife like that because you always push from it, push away, or you pull. It's also about knowing some knife techniques, but I never perceived a knife without a finger guard as dangerous, to be honest.
So again, it's maybe not a beginner's knife, but the more knowledge you have about bushcraft and survival and how knives work, the better this knife can be.
I just find it cool that for not a lot of money you have a knife that will be with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm just a sucker for a little more expensive knives that look really classy.
Aren't we all? We are knife collectors.
Yeah, so
we're not going for the easy route.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being a knife nerd and watching our videos every week and wanting to have more and more luxury on knives because that's kind of like the basis of our channel.
Hey ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, we got to keep the knife community strong. See you every week. 1 p.m. PDT. We can make fun of me the whole day.